Hi, it's Lyfe, and this is my Nightmare Before Christmas project theme palette of 2023, and this is where I pick 5 characters out of a movie, and I pick a makeup product. Doesn't matter if it's a cream, a powder, or liquid. It could be also an eyeshadow, lipstick, or anything that I have that I want to pan. And I go by whatever color the character has, what they say, their name, what the overall feel is, or what they use on a daily basis. I got this idea from Christina Chang. I found her doing the series for Harry Potter. She also did Stardew Valley, and because of that, I thought it was so cool and fun that I decided to do my own. And I wanted to challenge myself in doing 2 project pans for the year. And from what I've learned so far, it wasn't wise, as I come to know that since being sick. But I still have, 6 more months for the rest of the year to be complete, so I'm going to keep pushing forward to do it. And with that, let's get started with the first character. My first character is Shock. She's one of the Terrible 3, as I like to call them, and I think she's like the oldest because she's the tallest, and very smart, but also a big troublemaker. So because of her clothing scheme in the movie is purple but like muted, I decided to go with my Sephora single eyeshadow. This is from a limited edition palette that I got years ago by my mom. So I don't remember the name of it, and there was no name for this either. It was just a number, but since I depotted it years ago, I have no idea what it is. It's this muty mauve shade right here, and I've used it for 9 times. In the beginning, I wasn't using it because I wanted to use other things, but also being sick just made me not want to do makeup because that's what usually happens. And when I noticed that the tally marks were low, I made sure like towards the last week that I got more uses out of it. It may not look a whole lot, but I do have my other project pan, so I do balance it out a bit. So I usually have this out and I can just like dab it onto my eyeshadow and then just apply it. And then I will pair this with Barrel's eyeshadow Jelly Pot base, which I'll go into that character later. In the rims, it looks like it's a third way down, but like I said, one area in the middle is starting to go down more, so I'm hitting closer to pan. It is a bit powdery, but it's fine because it's just like an easy wash of color and just be done with it. And I think this maybe take me another 4 months. It depends if I finish my other shadows. My second character is Locke. He's the second oldest out of the Terrible 3. He's very outgoing and very rebellious to the point where he makes the most obscene ideas and always is the instigator. But since he basically resembles like a little devil because of his whole costume getup and all that, it makes more sense. So for him, I'm using the Sephora Mini Limited Edition palette, and I picked the red satin shimmer shade in Miss Minnie. So I have it right here. In the pictures, I think it's showing that one side's dip is starting to dip, and for me, I've been using my MAC 242. No, it's the MAC 525, I think it's called. The really bigger version of the 424. And I panned him for 7 times. I think this is gonna be one of the shadows that's gonna take me really long to do, because this whole year I haven't really been interested in using red. It is nice to wear that if you just pack it, it gives you nice intensity, but if you were to blend it out, it starts to sheer. You lose the impact, but it gives you the grunginess if that's what you're going for. I don't really have much to say about it other than it's really gonna take me a good while to start hitting pan. My next character is Beryl. He's the youngest of the Turbo of 3. Kind of dumb, but also makes some logical sense for planning. So basically he's a mixture of shock and lock. For him, I'm actually using the jelly mush pot, is that what they're called? Of course in Beryl. It's this dual chromatic shade, and oh, come on, there we go. And I used it for 6 times. Wasn't in the mood to use it, but made a point to do it, and it's starting to dry out again. I haven't put the lid on like I've been telling the past 2 times. I just keep forgetting to do it, so I'm gonna have to revive it again. What I did differently this time than the previous updates is that I've been using a doe food applicator, one of these, because this is what they actually recommend using. And since I actually found it, I decided to use it. It does do better than with a synthetic brush like my elf that I currently have. But I need to see that when I revive it, if it does a better impact, or is it still the same with what I originally had. I did do the finger method, not by choice but by accident, because when I was applying it one time, it started to crumble, and then I got it on my eye, so I grabbed it from my finger and then I did the apply method. It does give the most impact, but I don't like how it kind of stains my finger, and also I don't like applying makeup with my fingers. It just, the whole bacteria thing and all that. I know that once it's revived, it's gonna look the same for panning, because since it's basically a liquid jelly consistency, you really can't pan it until you get like all the way to like a third away or something like that. I still don't know how I feel about these. I'm thinking that if I do decide to get another jelly pot, it'll probably be from like one of the main staples from the brand, and not limited edition, because limited editions, like I said, they're always like a hit or miss, and I really wish that they had the same quality, because if they did, I really wouldn't have a big issue, and I wouldn't be second guessing whether I want to buy the same product but a different shade from the company again. For Beryl, I used it 6 times, if I forgot to mention. So for Santa Claus, he doesn't have much screen time in the movie, but all he wanted to do is just prepare for Christmas and deliver presents. But of course that doesn't exactly happen in the beginning, but he does eventually. And I decided to go for his white beard, so I picked a white color shade from the same mini palette in Daisy's My BFF. Right here. It's starting to actually slightly dip in one area, which I'm actually surprised, but also it's very powdery. When I'm done with my bone color shade from my Tarte palette, I know I'll be using this one consistently from then on, and then that's when I can see probably the more significant of a dip, or like a small pan somewhere around, I want to say in the 8th month mark. Depends of how I'm feeling and how much I can get the other one done. White shade is a white shade, there's really not much to it. So with that, that's how Santa Claus was. My last item is Frankenstein. The last character, I mean. I used this shadow 13 times, and it's from the same palette again, and it's the I'm All Ears in black. Since he wears black gloves in the movie, I decided to go with that, because originally I was actually gonna go for white, but then I decided Santa Claus, and Santa Claus had red, which Locke had red, so I basically switched it up and had Santa Claus the white shadow, and then Frankenstein with the black shadow. I've mainly been using it for like the outer V, because I wanted to get better at it and do like the liner as I've done before, and it's making actually a small little dip. I don't think in the pictures I can show it, but it does get a little kickback, just like with the white eyeshadow, but it's a lot less because it's more compact. I'm not sure if that's because the formulas are different. When it's built cosmetically, that's how they are from the pigments. Don't know the science behind it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Frankenstein, the mad scientist, but also helps Jack build his reindeer and his dream of having a Christmas instead of doing the usual Halloween celebration. And that concludes this month's update. I hope you guys enjoy it. The themings for project pens I actually do like doing, so I know that I want to do another one in the future. Just don't know which one, or if I'm gonna do 2 project pans for next year. Not decided yet on that, but towards the end of the year I'll probably make up my mind by then. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!